sort of crazy something.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Actually,
We started talking about drinks a lot. Should we try to transition more to the
That's what I
food
was
portion?
gonna
well,
Yeah,
actually,
sorry.
yeah, I had a good segue. You just mentioned
Yeah,
a
go
cheese
ahead.
plate, but I know something about you that the audience might not know.
That I
Um,
can't eat a cheese plate.
yeah, and same with me, actually. I'm a bit lactose intolerant myself. So I'll share a little bit about that if you want to.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's terrible. Being lactose intolerant, it's kind of a nightmare. Because there's so many things that like. I mean, I think I really relied on cheese when I was vegetarian. I was vegetarian for like 5 years. But I wasn't lactose intolerant then. It hit me after college, like a year or two out, and I had a I was between jobs, so I was just like being really lean in everything I bought. Like I got a bulk thing of like Annie's mac and cheese from Costco. I was like, all right, this is all I'm gonna eat for the next like couple of weeks, and it was like $12. And I was like, all right, this is gonna be awesome because I love mac and cheese. I had the first box and I realized I couldn't have any more of it because I was so ill.
Oh man.
So I just had like 11 boxes of mac and cheese, just
Jeez.
like just chilling there for me that I couldn't really touch. I mean, I had one after that actually because I was like, maybe it wasn't the mac and cheese, and then I had the same effects right after, and I could never go back to eating like much cheese. It's just gotten worse. It's gotten to the point where like if something has cheese in it, like a tiny amount, I'll have like 7 lactate,
That's
and then
crazy.
like I'll still be like
Sick.
a little too gassy and like ah,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
lactate doesn't even work for me, honestly.
TMI.
Oh, it doesn't work, Derek?
Yeah, I mean, like, I've tried, like, quite a few, and, like, I have the same effects, so I'm not really sure.
Well,
How many are you popping though? Because I'll do like 7 or 8 sometimes.
Only, like, 3 to 4. I haven't gone that high yet.
Yeah, do way more than they say is safe.
What I was gonna say that's weird about that whole becoming lactose intolerant, it's like it's weird that you can be like 30 or 20 something, and then suddenly like a switch goes off in your body. It's like, nope, not anymore. Like that's so weird.
Yeah, I read a book last year on like the history of like milk and dairy in society. Really interesting stuff, but like very poorly written and too dense. But anyway, like one of the things it was talking about was like lactose intolerant, and one of the things I learned is like around that age is like the 23, like early 20s is usually when your body starts producing a lot less of the enzyme it normally would, and normally would if you are someone that like wasn't lactose intolerant in your childhood. So like every single person, whether you're like lactose intolerant or not, like starts producing less of like lactase, which
That's
is
so
like
weird.
what lets us do it. It's just like some people have it like way worse.
Yeah, because comedian Jim Jeffries, he was like 30 something, and then he just suddenly couldn't eat milk or dairy or his last special. It's called Intolerant. It's really funny. His the whole premise of the stand up, he tells like one long story, and then within it there's a bunch of little ones. But the big overarching story is he eats some cheese at a restaurant, and he knows he's lactose intolerant, and then he has to take a shit. So it's like a race to see if he shits his pants or gets to the bathroom in time. It's actually really funny. Check it out. Check it out.
You really sold it, Mark.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to eat. Something went down the wrong pipe. I've been coughing.
And Sam, actually, I heard that you developed a pretty close relationship with a pretty well-known chef when you lived in Berkeley. Is that correct?
Yeah, Tucker the chef.
No, what was it for the house you were living
Oh fuck, Gordon. Yeah,
in? Quite a popular guy, right? I mean,
yeah. It was. Do you want me to explain who Gordon was?
Sure.
Like Gordon Ramsay?
I mean,
Yeah, is that who that is?
I mean, I heard he had a lot of influence on you, but is that true or
Yeah.
not?
So, our friend Ryan has used this term, which I've adopted, which is type 2 fun, which is where something isn't good in the moment, but looking back on it, it's like a fun story to tell or to relive. I've been using that a lot, but I think when I think of Gordon, it's very much type 2 fun, where it's like I love telling the story and it's super funny to think about. But I fucking hated this guy more than like anyone I've ever
jeez.
known.
Oh, and in case
But,
the
like,
audience,
basically,
wait, just to clear up real quick, it's not Gordon Ramsay, right?
no, it was another chef named Gordon.
Blew
And we didn't even know if it was his real name. Let me go into that.
Oh,
So
wow.
Yeah, my last 2 years of college, I lived in my fraternity, and we had a chef, and he was like the kind of guy that would be a chef at a fraternity if you can
Oh
like
god.
just like use like no imagination on that. It's like um he would like be drunk all day, and he would just get like progressively drunker, and like you just like there were all these like stories, like he would tell like that like there were all these like myths around him, and like some he would tell himself, and like we would try looking into some of these things, and like I think at some point someone did like a background search or something, and they like couldn't find the person he said he was. And it was like all this crazy shit, and like he also like sold cocaine out of our house.
Oh god.
And like hid it in our house. He was like a really bad man, and like
That sounds scary.
and like we're pretty sure he would steal stuff, and like I don't have proof. And it's like you live in a house with like 30 dudes, like in a fraternity thing, like people are constantly coming and going, you have like parties and stuff. Like I'm sure there was a ton of people who came there that like stole my shit that wasn't him. But I strongly believe he at some point probably stole something of mine. Yeah, fuck Gordon. Also, his food sucked. I think that's
damn.
like going taking it back to the food. I was vegetarian during most of my time getting his food, and he would make me like a random thing, but most be like a frittata or like a quiche. And the thing is like, even though I was like, that's like, as like a frittata or quiche, it was like kind of decent as much as I was like dunking on his food. But like I genuinely kind of hate that. Like I hate quiche. So it was just like every day I had to eat this, but it was like I'm paying for it. I'm paying to live in this house. Like
Pay for the
I don't have a lot of money. Like I gotta eat like this man who's maybe poisoning me his food. So yeah, that was Gordon.
Wow.
And he also had this assistant, and I kind of like this guy, even though he's like maybe scummier. You know, he's just like
even
I don't know,
scummier.
he was always nice to me. Well, this guy got in trouble for like selling, or like we had heard that like he previously worked at like a hospital, but he got fired for being caught selling like medical supplies, like
Oh gosh, that's like really
drugs
bad.
and like equipment from the hospital. As much as I say that, like that guy was actually always nice to me. He did, I mean, terrible person, but like I don't know, kind of a fun guy. But like he was this assistant / roommate. When we're always like, how did these guys know each other? Because there was like a 30-year age gap. Like, is it like his weird his like nephew or something, or like I don't know. And it was just like funny to think like, are these guys like best friends? Are they like friends out of necessity? But like one reason I like this guy is like he did this thing where he would like teach a bartending class for us, and it was
There we
always
go.
really fun, and it was always like really good, and yeah, it was awesome. That was maybe one of the more like cool things I did in that house.
Was that your in as a barback? Was that class?
I'm trying to think of the timeline. Not really. I just knew someone that worked at that bar before, and he quit, or he was quitting, and I was looking for a job at that point, just to like get money before I graduated because I didn't know what I was doing. So that kind of fell in my lap.
Serendipitous.
Yeah, and I didn't make much drinks there.
Yeah.
I would pour shots for people all the time, but like when it came to like making a drink, at the end of the night, one of the guys that was like cooler, like he would like show me stuff like more than like the other people would. So like every once in a while I make like vodka sodas and like basic stuff like Jack what is it not
Jack and Coke.
Jack and Coke. Yeah. I mean I could have made rum and Coke, but no one ever ordered that that I remember making.
Yeah.
You blew it.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, I think I'm gonna, moving on to a segment we have for you. But,
Sorry, another bite for you, Mark.
Oh, did someone do a bite? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm not looking right now.
Big
I'll do a
bite challenge.
Well, I'll take a bite because I guess it is kind of applicable. Sam, you're a big Santana's Castanedas guy, right?
Yeah, what burrito are we dealing with here?
California.
Okay. Do you okay. What is your order at Santana's? Like you not getting a ton of stuff for like this specific like mukbang that you're doing?
What did I get tonight, you mean?
Like what would your normal order